Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of my NCAA intro series. Today we're looking at the South Carolina Gamecocks, which I did not realize how many NFL players went to South Carolina. But I know of one, which was Hayden Hurst, with the Ravens drafted, the pick before Lamar Jackson's pick. But outside of that, I didn't know of any other player who went to South Carolina Gamecocks. So as always, guys, this is going to be 2000 and starting off with NCAA 2007, 08, 09, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, all the way up to college football 25, looking at how the intros changed over the years. Now, from previous videos, I did go ahead and fix NCAA 11, so the textures are correct, so there's no issue there. If you guys have saw a little bit part of this series so far, you know there was a point where the textures were all messed up. Not the case anymore. Textures are now good. We are good to go. Shouldn't be any problem. But with that being said, I do want to list off some players who went to South Carolina. Deebo Samuel went to South Carolina Gamecocks. Javion Clowney, Stephon Gilmore, J.C. Horn, Spencer Rattler, Jalen Brooks. Okay, that kind of... Alshon Jeffrey, Sterling Sharp, George Rogers, Melvin Ingram, Sidney Rice. Like, there's actually a crazy amount. I mean, usually colleges, they produce a lot of NFL talent, right? Alabama produces, I feel like, Alabama, Notre Dame, they probably produce near the top of the list. But I was not expecting the Gamecocks to be so, like, plentiful when it comes to players, but they are, and honestly, that's awesome. Never watched the Gamecocks personally. I'm a Notre Dame fan, so never really watched that, like, a game of theirs, like, outside of if we ever, no, maybe, no, SEC. Anyway, never really watched or took a time to watch a game of the Gamecocks, but hey, at the end of the day, awesome. This was requested down below. Ooh, Captain Munnerlin went to South Carolina. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the list right now. Yeah, so this was requested down below in the comment section by somebody. As always, this series is a request series, so if you want me to do a certain team, tell me down below, and we will go ahead and do so. NCAA 11, as always, is the best intro sequence, in my opinion, when it comes to this series. It is just so top-notch. I mean, look at this now. You got ESPN, bam, you got the football on top, you got both teams on either side. And also, I'm really loving the marching band, like, you know, making the top-down words, I guess you could call it. That's freaking awesome. I know they do that like in every single college football game, but it is such a it's an underrated W there. And also look at the fact that all these guys have numbers on the back. They can't use the player's likeness or the name. So the back of the jersey just says like quarterback or wide receiver number 1, quarterback number 17. And now I'm kind of curious, who was quarterback number 17 back in the day? Hang on, Gamecocks roster 2011. I gotta be careful when I type in Gamecocks, because if I don't know. I don't want to even think if I mistype something. I'm gonna get something else in the end there. Wait, did Stephon Gilmore? Stephon Gilmore went to. Wait, hold up. Stephon Gilmore went to the Gamecocks. Melvin Ingram. Wow. Okay, again, like this 2011 roster goes hard. Okay, so Tanner McEvoy was quarterback number 19 on this roster in 2011. But this 2011 Gamecocks roster had Clowney on it. It had Stephon Gilmore. It had Melvin Ingram. Alshon Jeffrey. Like, I don't watch college football as much as I watch regular football. Tell me down below, was this like 2011 roster goated? I know, obviously, just because players are great in like the NFL doesn't mean they were the greatest of all time in college. Obviously, that's why some college players do drop, but then they become very successful in the NFL. But I low-key feel like this 2011 class was goated. Because, I mean, that's a couple, not Hall of Famers, but that's a couple top-tier players right there you got on that 2011 roster. So, shout out to the Gamecocks, because that's, again, like I said, that's a pretty goated roster right there. Was Debo? No, Debo was not on that roster. Okay. So now we're about to get into the last NCAA that I think is actually a good intro. NCAA 13 is about to pop up here. And then we have 14. 14, they just tried too hard with a movie sequence. Like, this is, in my opinion, A+ intro. And then you got NCAA 14, that's kind of wishy-washy. Alright, so this is what? NCAA 13. So who was the best on this roster in 13? Mike Davis, running back. He was okay in the NFL. Patrick Ricard? No, that's Ronald Patrick. He never made it to the NFL. Okay, this 2013 class was not goated. This 2013 class was kind of mid. I'll be honest, it's kind of mid. I don't think any of these guys actually made the NFL. Maybe they did, but you're a backup if you made the NFL in the 2013 class. That was pretty mid. Who's the 2014 class? So we're about to get to NCAA 14 here, which doesn't look like it's not looking too good on that class either. Okay. The 2014 class had Deebo Samuel. That's pretty much it. That 2011 class is goated. I don't care what anyone says. That 2011 class is goated. 2014 had Deebo, but that's pretty much the only NFL player they had on their roster. Which, hey man, they peaked in 2011. That's all I gotta say. Now, obviously, we don't have 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, whatever. You know, after 2014, we skipped to college football 25. But still, I'm telling you right now, that 2011 class is going to be hard to beat for the Gamecocks, that is. Because the team that easily crushes that class would be 2019's LSU class, which had Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Clyde Edwards-Underwear. That was a pretty good class as well. So, hard to beat some classes, especially when it comes to how goated they can be. But this is, of course, college football, or NCAA 14, which I still think this intro is so mid. I get it. They try to go with the fancy intro and stuff. I don't like it. And now we got college football 25, the latest and greatest of the Gamecocks. Guys, make sure to like and subscribe button down below if you are indeed new. Tell me what team you'd like to see me do next. And obviously, this is a request series, so if you guys request a certain team, we will go ahead and do so. I do have a playlist on the channel if you'd like to see what teams we have done already, because I think we have done like maybe 10 or 11 teams already. So we're rocking and rolling through this series, but there's a lot of college football teams, so I don't think we're going to do every single college football team, but we're going to do every single one that gets requested. That's what I'll say. Peace out, though, guys.